Honorable Speaker, Ms. Anele Sifuba, Deputy Speaker Malusi Mapena, the Honorable Premier Ntati Mxolisi Dukwana, members of the Executive Council, members of the Free State Provincial Legislature, mayors and executive mayors present, the leadership of the African National Congress. We have representatives of national leadership, provincial and leadership in the House, as well as our opposition parties, the Director General of the Free State Province, heads of departments, all stakeholders, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Dumela. Honorable Speaker, I would like to present this budget during the month in which we will be celebrating the birth of a great leader of our liberation movement, Comrade Walter Sisulu, the co-founder of the ANC Youth League, and Umkhonto Wesizwe, who was born on the 18th of May 1912, 111 years ago. We would also like to join those across the province who will be celebrating their 100th year birthdays and just under, as they were witness to, and those who have lived lives and still have memories of the United Party winning the general elections in South Africa 85 years ago, in the same month, on the 18th of May 1938. 10 years later, 75 years ago, in 1948, May 26, the National Party won the white-only election in South Africa and began to institute the policy of apartheid. In 1956, May the 18th, the Separate Representation of Voters Amendment Act, one of the cornerstones of legislations during the apartheid era, commenced. In 1994, on the 1st of May, May Day or Workers' Day, has been officially celebrated in South Africa since the 1980s. However, May the 1st only became an official recognized public holiday after the democratic elections of 1994. In 1994, on the 10th of May, the inauguration of Nelson Mandela as president after the first free and fair elections in South Africa. And it is on the 23rd of May, South Africa in 1994 as well joined the Organization of African Unity, OAU, and it was on the 5th of May in 2020, not so long ago, that our nation received the first guidelines for quarantine and isolation during the great global pandemic that hit this globe. So whilst as many in our province have lived and witnessed 100 months of May, they would be able to tell us the tale of our country's milestones and the dramatic changes in a century's history. However, the challenges over the many, many years of our liberation movement, this province and provincial treasury, we remain steadfast. Steadfast despite the tough economic environment which we are operating in. The rising inflation, we remain steadfast, Honourable Deputy Speaker, despite the environmental changes often caused by human influences and natural ecological processes. We remain steadfast as we see these environmental changes affect many across the world, facing the effects of all of these natural disasters. We remain resolute as part of the human race as we have witnessed earthquakes which has impacted most of Turkey, bringing it close to home, the floods in KZN and other parts of our country. We remain steadfast as we continue to deal with the aftermath of the disaster in Jagersfontein. Our domestic economy remains steadfast as we face the consequences of the looming intensified conflicts, which we are witnessing in Russia and Ukraine, as well as the conflict on the continent in Sudan, and the recent disaster in Rwanda. We will remain steadfast and resolute on our path towards change. We will forge towards a national democratic revolution. Espoused in our Freedom Charter and Constitution, we will continue to work together towards building a nation that is united, democratic, non-sexist, non-racial, and a prosperous South Africa. Honourable Speaker, we will remain steadfast, as it is our decisions today that will absolutely impact a child from Bronville as he or she lives through the next 100 years in this country and on this beautiful continent. Given the above context, Honourable Deputy Speaker, the Free State Provincial Treasury's vision is to be innovative and resilient partner in prudent fiscal management, socio-economic growth and service delivery. The department's vision is to promote socio-economic inclusiveness for shared growth through innovation, fiscal management, sustainable resource management, and good governance. Honourable Speaker, on the occasion of the State of the Nation address, the Premier had outlined that the period ahead will be characterized by courage and decisive action to set the Free State on a new path of development. In this spirit, I would like to present this budget vote as our commitment to support the province in this noble endeavour. Whilst Treasury does not render services directly to the public, we serve the people of the Free State through our support to departments and local governments, our municipalities, our entities, our monitoring and oversight to ensure sound financial management at provincial and local government level. Our role on governance, clean orders, efficiencies represent value for money, and financial oversight is a direct influence and impact on service delivery. To fulfill this role, an amount of 351,852 has been appropriated to the Provincial Treasury for the 2023-24 financial year. Shortly, I'll outline Programme 1, Administration. Honourable Deputy Speaker, the programme is critical to ensuring the effective functioning of the department. The programme ensures that the appropriate support services are provided to all programs. Given the nature of Treasury's work, the bulk of our budget of 118.879 million is allocated to this programme. On human capital, capacity and building, ethics and consequence management, this programme will play a key role in ensuring that we will fill vacancies, critical vacancies, and improve our employment rate to at least 90%. We will also make a concerted effort to improve on the representation of women in senior management positions, currently at 39%, to at least 40% as we pursue the national target of 50%. The department will embark on skills audit to ensure that we will not only have the capacity to fulfill our mandate and responsibilities, but that we are positioned to deal with the challenges of the future. At the same time, the emphasis will be greater on ethics through training on the code of conduct and awareness sessions on security measures, ethics and anti-corruption. The department will embark on and conduct a lifestyle audit for the entire department. I've requested that during the first phase of the department's lifestyle audit, the process should start with the MEC, and that's me. Honourable Speaker, I'm happy to report that we have sharpened our controls and Provincial Treasury improved our audit outcomes to an unqualified with no findings, a clean audit opinion for 2021 and 22. And we'll do everything in our power to maintain it. Congratulations, Teams Treasury. On innovation, the department aims to reduce the utilization of manual paper-based process for efficiencies and cost savings, and will start with the implementation of an electronic document register that will be deployed across the department. On special programs, Honourable Deputy Speaker, my office will continue with the program to empower our citizens on financial literacy, which will help our future generation to understand how to manage their rands and cents, and to empower them to make smart savings, borrowings, and other financial decisions, such as stokvels and the scourge of cash loans, risks in terms of managing those borrowings, financial plans, wills, internet scams, and WhatsApp scams. On our support to local economy, I'm very proud to say that this department has been able to maintain its record of paying 100% of uncontested invoices from suppliers within 30 days, and it intends to continue to maintain that in the 2023-24 financial year. On Program 2, Honourable Deputy Speaker, Sustainable and Resource Management. In this unit, Honourable Deputy Speaker, the role is to provide professional advice and support to the provincial economic analysis, fiscal policy and implementation of the provincial budget. In the 23-24 financial year, this program is allocated an amount of 57.816 million. On economic analysis, to draw the attention of policymakers, stakeholders, pertinent fiscal and labour markets, socio-economic and macroeconomic issues, we continue to deal with our fourth quarterly labour market review documents, which will provide insightful analysis of the provincial labour market performance and the latest labour statistics released by Stats SA, and our 3 annual publications, namely the medium-term policy budget statements, the provincial economic review outlook, municipal and district economic review and outlook. And these documents are to support the provincial exco as well as local government in determining their planning and budgeting. I'm pleased to appraise the distinguished House that will continue to produce these quarterly and the annual publications during each financial year. Honourable Speaker, our research colloquium has become an institution in the province, and I'm happy to report that we were able to host the 5th annual Free State Research Colloquium with a theme called Transitioning the Provincial Economy Through an Economic Growth and Competitive Recovery, from the 28th to the 29th of September 2022. We continue to take great pride in promoting synergetic partnerships with other departments, academic institutions in the province, and the success of the research colloquium was because of the collaborative efforts, which included partners such as the Office of the Premier, Destia, and the management of the Central University of Technology and the University of the Free State. The success in the last colloquium highlighted the fact that it attracted 17 high-quality research presentations from seasoned researchers and top-ranking academics across South Africa. To equip our policymakers in the in-depth knowledge of valuable holistic information, we would like to cultivate research-driven policymaking. To build on this success, Honourable Speaker, we plan to host the 6th Provincial Research Colloquium this year, and we intend to share the relevant findings and policy implications in available provincial and national platforms, such as workshops, conferences and meetings. And part of delivering the vision that our Honourable Premier has set out for this province, we propose the following topics of our research colloquium for this year. Number 1, the assessment of our logistics network in the Free State to support production to market, which will include assessments from Airports Company South Africa, Transnet, road, as well as logistics to our SEZs and the industrial parks within our province. Number 2, the assessment of total energy needs over the medium-term expenditure framework. And number 3, the assessment of the total water needs over the medium-term expenditure framework. And the intention will be to complete a holistic budget over a 5-year period as we implement energy and water safety across the province, and it enhances our plan towards realizing the National Development Plan 2030 vision, as well as the Free State Growth and Development Strategy. On budget management, we have found great achievements, and we believe that Provincial Treasury, in preparation of this annual provincial budget, specifically during this constrained economic environment and our financial constraints, we found that it was absolutely one of our greatest achievements as the department over this 2022-23-24 financial year. We will continue to drive the provincial budget process and ensure that these decisions are evidence-based and informed by this research analysis. On provincial owned revenue, Honourable Deputy Speaker, we embrace the manner in which we and the rest of our departments have performed over the years in terms of sources of revenue to fund priorities of government. The province has been able to achieve a target that was set for own revenue. In fact, Honourable Deputy Speaker, our own revenue target was increased as Provincial Treasury during the revenue adjustment budget, whereby an additional 121.814 million was achieved and made available for the province. To emphasize the significance of this revenue, Provincial Treasury has funded own revenue initiatives under the Departments of Public Works and Infrastructure, as well as Community Safety, Roads and Transport. And these funding, the funding will be utilized for refurbishment of properties for rental purposes and security upgrades at various registration authorities. On public finance, Treasury will continue to monitor the spending in line with limited financial resources, and it will be channeled towards key government priorities. At least 5 billion of our conditional grants on provincial infrastructure, and our role as Provincial Treasury together with National Treasury is that there is value for money for infrastructure delivered. One of our main concerns is the slow expenditure trends on conditional grants year on year. We are committed in ensuring that the planned projects will be fast-tracked and completed within available budgets and timelines. Working together with the National Treasury, we will continue to support efforts to institutionalize the Infrastructure Development Management System, IDMS, within departments in encouraging better planning and service delivery of infrastructure. Honourable Deputy Speaker, I am pleased to announce that the Provincial Revenue Fund has obtained a clean audit report during the 21-22 financial year, and the province will work harder to ensure that we enhance our liquidity and build much required reserves. Program 3, Assets and Liability Management. This program provides policy direction in facilitating the effective and efficient management of assets, liabilities and financial management systems, and procure transversal and cross-cutting goods and services. The program has been allocated 64.478 million. Honourable Speaker, there has been some improvements on audit findings across provincial departments relating to non-compliance with supply chain management prescripts. It remains a major concern. We will therefore continue with our monitoring and oversight of supply chain management and asset management in terms of movable and immovable assets within departments and entities. Probity assessments are one of the interventions through which the department supports other departments and entities to conduct this oversight role. To support departments and entities with the implementation of the preferential procurement regulations of 2022, following its promulgation in November 22, the department issued a circular to provide guidance and conducted sessions with stakeholders and head of departments, chief financial officers, SAM practitioners, suppliers such as CIDB workshops for women in construction, and Provincial Treasury furthermore assisted departments to ensure that their procurement policies are aligned with the necessary regulations. The department remains committed to supporting suppliers, Honourable Deputy Speaker, in this province, and we will conduct SAM roadshows across the province and service providers on these new regulations. This will be done in conjunction with CIDB, CEDA, SARS, DESTIA, and will provide information on completion of bids, factors to consider when complying with bid prices, compliance matters, CSD on-site registration, tax compliance statuses, and availability of construction and other programs within government. On financial governance, Program 4, Honourable Deputy Speaker, the role of this program is to reflect on the financial activities of the province as well as compliance with financial norms and standards. The program is allocated 30.011 million. And in terms of accounting services, Honourable Deputy Speaker, within the 6th administration, as we took office, the audit outcomes of the provincial departments were not promising. Today, we can report that the audit outcomes steadily improved from the 2018-2019 financial year. However, we are still not satisfied with the overall status. We are committed to work harder and improve it much further. In the previous financial year, we reported that during the 17-18 financial year, the province had 1 entity with adverse opinion and 3 entities with disclaimed audit opinions, and no clean audits, Honourable Deputy Speaker. Today and now, we have 4 clean audits within the Free State Province. Provincial Treasury and Kgadija improved from unqualified with findings audit opinions to clean audit opinions in the last financial year. This is significant for us as a province, as they're both responsible for oversight and monitoring of other departments, entities, and municipalities. Fleet Management and Housing Fund retain their clean audits. We have also seen a great improvement by the Department of Social Development and the Free State Gambling, Liquor and Tourism Authority. Both improved from qualified with no finding audit opinions to unqualified with findings audit opinion. We are also encouraged by the improvement in the number of audit findings across the departments and entities. So in the following areas, and the most improved is procurement management across departments, 55% reduction in findings. Strategic planning and performance management, 42% reduction in findings, and revenue management, 33% reduction in findings. Honourable Speaker, poor financial management, a culture of non-compliance, and a lack of consequence management, as the Premier had stated, will no longer be tolerated in this province. And you can see the common thread across all the budget votes that you've heard over the past month. Good financial governance is necessary to ensure that public funds and financial assets and liabilities are managed transparently, accountably, and with integrity in the interest of government's goals and objectives. We will therefore include in our monitoring and oversight various other documents, and they are preparation of consolidated annual financial statements, assessment of interim and draft annual financial statements, and this is what Treasury does to help each department and its entities, assessment of monthly and quarterly key performance indicators relating to PFMA compliance, assessment of remedial action plans from the department and entities, and this includes the audit action plans that are outlined through the AG reports, assessments of the implementation by departments and entities on the resolutions emanating from PROPAC as we report to this parliamentary committee and to this parliament, assessments of requests for condonement of irregular expenditure for departments and entities, and of course briefing of PROPAC and audit outcomes and the unauthorized expenditure for the province. To conclude and improve our monitoring and oversight, we will continue to develop a rollout an electronic tool for monthly reporting and remedial audit action plans. On risk management and internal audit, both structures, governance structures for all departments and entities cannot be overemphasized, Honourable Deputy Speakers. These include the risk management and internal units as committees, which plays a critical role in ensuring effective, efficient and economical use of our state resources. Honourable Deputy Speaker, with this said, all of our risk and audit structures are in place as a province. On fraud and risk and ethics management, in 2022, we continued with the International Anti-Fraud Awareness Week, and this was held in partnership with the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, Nedbank, the Institution of Commercial Forensic Practitioners, the Special Investigating Unit, and it's important in terms of these events where all departments are educated, they derive some meaningful and purposeful information with reference to the provincial implementation on fraud prevention and anti-corruption strategies, and they promote provincial ethics and professional ethics and management within our province. On the national anti-corruption strategy and our lifestyle audits, ethic management strategies, and on the implementation of lessons learned through this program, we found that it has benefited our province tremendously. Provincial Treasury's March 23 assessment on the implementation, together with the Office of the Premier on anti-fraud and corruption strategies and ethics management, saw a notable improvement in September 2022. Honourable Deputy Speaker, our continued endeavours in maximising the performance in internal audit activities include workshops to capacitate auditors and business processes within the supply chain and financial management process, as well as relevant instruction note issued by treasuries across the provinces. We do this in partnership with National Treasury to pilot a project introducing a toolkit to CEOs, CFOs of entities as well as accounting officers across the province. To support our audit committees and strengthen them, we've got a Provincial Audit Committee Forum. The Premier, MECs, HODs, CFOs attends these forums, and the Auditor General, as well as the Institute of Internal Auditors, Central University of Technology, were among some of the speakers. On Program 5, which is Municipal Finance Management, and this is a critical role for which we've expanded as Treasury. This program is to promote and improve the state of financial governance and management of our local government. The program has been allocated and has been introduced and increased to 80.668 million. Accounting services and asset management within MFM. These improvements in the recent audit results have shown some of the work that we have put in, specifically to the ones in local municipalities such as Motaka and Setsoto, which have improved to unqualified audit opinions over the last financial year. However, we cannot be oblivious to the challenges that we still confront at a local government level, and hence the further investment. We are heeding Honourable Premier's call to upscale our oversight and monitoring together with COCTA to ensure that appropriation action is accelerated. The incremental improvement of these audit outcomes needs to be consistent and sustained across many more of these municipalities. Honourable Deputy Speaker, we are equally urging our mayors and councils to collaborate with us in monitoring the audit process, as well as to ensure that financial statements are submitted on time as per required of the Section 126 of the Municipal Finance Management Act. Madam Speaker, it is our quest to impact positively on the financial health of municipalities, and thus far we have deployed financial skills in Kopanong local municipality to assist with the improvement of the municipality's financial management environment and outstanding financial statements. Moreover, additional support will be provided through regular engagements with municipalities embedded on key principles to financial management with a view to enhance control processes and ultimately improve audit outcomes. Not only would we review the draft annual financial statements through the long and medium term, which entails the provision of technical guidance and direction of these annual financial statements, we ensure that they are GRAP and MFA compliant. In-year monitoring, Honourable Deputy Speaker, we've seen an increase of the number of funded budgets to 8 municipalities to the 2022-23 financial year, relative to the 4 in the previous financial year. As part of our endeavour to reduce the number of unfunded budgets, this unit will amplify its assistance to 22 delegated municipalities in an effort to strengthen their financial position going forward. Treasuries will further continue to monitor and improve the in-year monitoring reports like we do with provincial departments. We will do it at municipal level as well. And these in-year monitoring reports have been enhanced to include 13 sustainable indicators to identify municipalities that are experiencing financial challenges, and that would allow us to proactively intervene timeously. Revenue and debt remains a challenge across municipalities, Honourable Deputy Speaker, and with this program, the purpose of providing this technical support to selected municipalities, it is to assist them in improving revenue and debt management processes and controls. It will include, amongst others, facilitating intergovernmental relationships, and we will also ensure that on debt and revenue-related matters, we would, as National Treasury and Provincial Treasury, continue to negotiate between our municipalities and other departments within provincial, national and local government to increase payments for local services. We also support municipalities in monitoring indigent registers, and we also would like to ensure that support is offered on training to municipal officials on how to implement revenue-related policies. On risk management and internal audit, this unit is assisting all 22 municipalities to create a risk management and internal audit unit. We have to ensure that the committees are sitting. We also present difficulties as municipalities have not been able to recruit chief risk officers, risk practitioners, chief audit executives and internal audits, and that has affected the effectiveness and functionality of both activities negatively, thus the support to these municipalities. We implore our municipalities to prioritize and protect these crucial positions, and as we deal with the internal audit committees, through some of them, they're not currently operational as a result of lack of appointment of independent chairpersons within risk and audit management, and the inability of senior management to attend and participate in these committee meetings. Honourable Deputy Speaker, for the objective of empowering and exchanging best practices with municipal officials, Treasury will continue to organize and host annual forums as well as district forums. Together with the Premier's Coordinating Forum, PCF, we will ensure that Risk Management and Internal Audit Committee will also participate in induction workshops led by Provincial Treasury. On the critical supply chain management, in order to reduce unwanted expenditure and enhance local government service delivery, Provincial Treasury will keep reviewing SCM and provincial procurement policies to ensure that all municipalities are compliant with SCM regulations in terms of the area of expertise and the available skills. The transfer of these skills through formal workshops and on-the-job training showed a successful conclusion of a program with National Treasury, Teto, where we trained 54 municipal SCM practitioners across the province. It has concluded, and just this week we had conferred the final certification at NQF5 level for those supply chain practitioners. Congratulations to all of you. And as you go out to your municipalities, we would like, thank you, we would like to ensure that you keep an eye on the execution of your role and reduce that irregular expenditure across the board. On financial recovery services, this unit plays an indispensable role in providing essential support to financially distressed municipalities. The municipality is placed under mandatory intervention among Mangaung Metro, Tokoloho, Mafube local municipalities. Additionally, Pumelela and Ketwana have also been voluntary financial recovery plans, but they're being supported with monitoring and evaluation with these plans by both Treasury and Kgadija. The MFRS unit helps municipalities to navigate and deal with the financial challenges and long-term successes in order to be able to deal with some of these matters on their own. Honourable Deputy Speaker, as I conclude, in our efforts to support departments, entities and municipalities, we will work closely with our sister department, Kgadija, and stakeholders such as SALGA and AGSA and others within the local government space. We will do our best to assist departments, entities, and municipalities to improve their financial management practices and ultimately their audit outcomes. It remains the responsibility of those tasked with leading these institutions to take accountability and to ensure that good governance practices are embedded into the operations of their institutions. Honourable Deputy Speaker, next Sunday we will be hosting and celebrating Mother's Day. Please allow me to acknowledge all mothers and the role that they play in shaping us as people and citizens of our beloved province. When I talk about mothers, I refer to every woman who raised or raises a child, whether it is her biological offspring or not. And to those single dads, you may celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day. Honourable Speaker, like any mother would do everything in her power to give their children a better future, it is incumbent upon us to create a better future for all. We cannot rest while poverty, unemployment and inequality remains. As Provincial Treasury, we are committed to ensure that financial resources of the province are used effectively and efficiently to service our people and bring about socio-economic transformation to change the lives for the better. Honourable Speaker, at this point I must extend my deepest appreciation to our various public and private sector partners for their continued support to the work of Provincial Treasury, the Free State Provincial Government, and the support that we receive through their various corporate governance and social responsibility programs. And as we conclude this vote, Honourable Speaker and Deputy Speaker and this House, allow me to acknowledge and deeply appreciate the support of the lead of our executive, our Honourable Premier, our members of the Executive Council, the presiding officers and chairpersons of the various committees, specifically the Public Accounts and Finance Committee, for their support during the annual appropriation bill process. Thank you to our organization, the African National Congress, for the continued trust and faith in the way we execute our duties. I wish to thank the Head of Department of Provincial Treasury, Mercy Singh, the team in my office. When I don't sleep, they don't sleep, as well as the senior management and every single individual in Team Treasury, my family away from home, for their commitment to ensure that Provincial Treasury executes its legislative mandate. My gratitude goes out to my dearest family, my boys, importantly to our Creator for our life, health and wisdom, and to you, of course, the people of this beautiful Free State province. Honourable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, members of this legislature, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Kia leboa.
Central TV.